Hey folks, this is HexagonalSpy, the spy, and I apologize for what just happened in the last, the announcement that I just posted up. Some caller just called in my recording of what during my announcement that automatically just stops the recording, so just like it happened in the past before. Which is mainly my fault because I should have put a blocker on that caller when I do this kind of types of thing. And this is a little bit personal because I was in the middle of talking about my first time of meeting Godzilla, so that really pisses me off, so I really apologize for that interruption. It's not going to happen again. I've already done that blocker. Okay, where was I? Oh yes. And to finish up the story of my first time seeing Godzilla, that person that was on the balcony, the bad guy, I think, in that movie, I think didn't move away like all the others, but Godzilla just placed his claws on the balcony, and then he just rips the balcony away from that building with the person on it. And after that, Godzilla just walks away, but not before he displays a King of Monsters action. As I said before, I didn't understand what people were afraid of about Godzilla or the things they were afraid of at the time. But what Godzilla displayed at the ending of that show, saying the city's ablaze with atomic breath on a few building blocks, I kind of do get the people's point of view, but in my perspective, in my knowledge from the time that of past movies of what I know about Godzilla, is that he's not like most monsters. He's not the type of monster that leaves all destruction or destroys everything, or destroys the world as most monsters would. No. Godzilla is different than the others, despite what most people think. And yes, there will be some repercussions about why Godzilla should have something to be fearful about, but like with the Hulk and like with Godzilla, they're just different species of people or creatures that are just a force of nature. They just cleans up the messes of what we humans done to the world. So I can't exactly see Godzilla as an evil incarnate. No, I can't. Because Godzilla is like the force of nature trying to put things back in order, putting nature back to its proper path. When the world is going out of balance, it's actually the reason why on half occasions when Godzilla goes for his trips is because of when he wanted to go and do some destruction and blazes and such. And then when there are monsters about that wreaking havoc, then it's not going to stop. Godzilla is there to be able to stop to monsters such as Gilgas, the monster with the blades and such, and then there's King Ghidorah. But here's the thing, there are some of the monsters, like King Ghidorah and that alien creature that I was talking to you guys about. They're not from this world. King Ghidorah, the three-headed god, the three-headed, golden dragon and such, it's not from this world. And the alien that I spoke about is obviously ain't from this world. And it's a knowledge that I've, on some of the years I've come to discover about some of those monsters, because and then so when I do tell you this, when I do tell you this and talk to you guys about these things, is that when you go against the forces of nature, you don't fight against it, you become one with the forces of nature, you don't resist it, and you can't fight against something like this, not all the time. And Godzilla and the Hulk, the Incredible Hulk, they're two of the things that stands as such. And when you see them, either of them or any of them coming, you know there's going to be big trouble, despite what most people think about them. They have their own fears and their own reasons to be afraid of such things. But Godzilla is only there on the cities, not just to wreak some havoc or just to cause a playground and such. He's there to clean up the messes of what we humans done to the world when the world goes off balance some of the times. Is the purpose of reasons why Godzilla is still out in the open in the first place. And honestly, I don't really blame Godzilla. Because every time I see garbage or disposal or pollution goes on in factories, or what they had done to the oceans or to the forest even, I really don't blame the fact that of what Godzilla did on most occasions, because humanity needs to be better than this, and we must be better than that. I mean, that's just my personal opinions about this matter. It's why we need such things. It's why why humanity needs such things like Godzilla, not just as a clean up from our mistakes, but as a protector, as the one that knows how to bring order, how to bring things to balance, to make sure that things don't go out of control or to go out of chaos. The world and humanity needs such things like that, and it needs them more than ever. Godzilla may stand as a monster to most people, but to some that knows the truth of Godzilla's true nature, that knows his true nature, sees that not him as not just a monster, but as a creature, as an animal that's trying to bring order to things, that's trying to be able to clean up the messes of things that we should have cleaned up about, but couldn't have the time to do so or the resources to do it. And if humanity lacks the materials to be able to counteract against the monsters that does want to cause chaos, we can count on, we can always, to have the people, we can always count on the fact that Godzilla would come to save the day and such. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. All of you guys obviously have your own opinions about Godzilla. But after the movie, during my time during the original Black Xbox era, they produced many of the original Black Xbox games, including the fact that Godzilla games. Yes, I said Godzilla games. but it has multiple campaigns of multiple monsters, of many different types of monsters that you people see in older movies or in new movies and such. Each one of those monsters in the older games of where I play has their own campaigns of either being the champion monster of going up against an boss alien monster that threatens the world. And I played Godzilla, and despite what most people say, Godzilla is truly one of the things that's the force of nature. It is something that most people shouldn't forget about. Humanity and the world would not be standing without Godzilla in it. And that's God's true thread there. Godzilla is here and the way he is because of a nuclear reaction of one of those nuclear bomb missiles that bombarded somewhere far off the region coast. A radiation that causes that once regular Godzilla into a ginormous dinosaur that you see today. And there are some stories that from legends says that Godzilla, and along with the other monsters of Godzilla movies you see, came from ancient times. I've recently learned that fact from the last new movie, and just now from the movie that I've watched. The movie theater that I went to see with Mother. Now, everyone has their own reasons to be afraid about, but if we allow fear to corrupt us, to overrule us, we'll be no better than the monsters that wreak havoc. We'll be the monsters ourselves if we allow fear to get control of us. More to the reason why we need to be better than this. Why humanity must be better than this. Why pollution needs to stop at some point. Otherwise, the world's going to go to the apocalypse sooner than later. And that's something I found to not happen. I hope you guys feel the same. That's my opinions and my story about it. And why, no matter what people say or what their opinions are about Godzilla, the King of Monsters, is truly the King of Monsters, has my full support. Because in some movies before the first movie that I've watched, he was able to save lives in Japan with that spiky porcupine monster that rolls into a ball, was able to save lives from two monsters that was causing havoc in Japan, including its people. He was able to save those people, and he was able to do it with the help of some humans because they believe in him. Now, I said in the last announcement I wouldn't go and do any spoilers, but for this case of where I'm going to leave in one spoiler alert. In the last movie, there was one man other than me that believes in Godzilla more than most people would give Godzilla credit for. That man was able to believe in Godzilla because of the possibility of coexistence between the good monsters and humans, and there are some good monsters that I've witnessed, and I really didn't expect to be able to find there would be some more because the fact that there has to be a possibility of coexistence, because that's what I believe. he was able to give his life to be able to make sure that Godzilla was able to save the day because he believes in him. Other than me and my world. Well, that's just about the spoiler I'm going to lead on this video. And again, I apologize for that last interruption from the last video. I'll be posting videos of Command & Conquer 3 Tiberian Wars tonight. So this HexagonalSpy, the spy, sign off and post comments about your opinions of Godzilla.